Hey guys, I'm Patrick, and I know what you're thinking. This area could use some purple foliage. And you're right. So, welcome back to my Plant Something Sunday series. This Sunday, I am planting a Newport plum tree. And I know you can barely tell right now, but I'm going to tuck it right here along this tree line. Over here, I have a little hosta garden and some river birch trees. And behind the Newport plum, I'm going to be growing an arbor vitae hedge. So just a little bit about this tree. It obviously has some pretty purple foliage, which always attracts my interest. I think it's one of those things that helps stand out in the spring and summertime landscape, as well as adding a depth of color in the autumn landscape. Plus, I just have an affinity towards purple foliage. It grows in zones 4 through 9, and in my growing zone 5, a mature tree tends to max out with a 30-foot canopy spread, as well as reaching heights of around 20 feet on average. A mature tree looks like this, and it does help with our springtime pollinators by blooming flowers that look like this. All right, so let's prep the area and get to work. Let's talk about what I did for a little bit. So directly where I planted the Newport plum, I had another tree that was damaged by a fallen branch from this giant pine tree that is sort of adjacent from where we are. It has been shooting out suckers and the top of the tree is dying and the leader is broken. So I wanted to take that out, and I tend to, if possible, the unfortunate thing with taking out trees is, as sad as that is, there is still a benefit with leaving some of the root system and or just cutting flush to the ground. And by that I mean, if you're planting somewhat near to the area, the new roots from this tree that I've planted is actually going to use the existing root path from the tree that I just removed as an easier guide to find resources of nutrients, fungus, and water that it's going to use to thrive in its new home. I was expecting a little bit more of a surface root system from where I was digging, and I was surprised to see that that was not what was there. It was relatively loose, sandy soil, which is what most of our property is. So while that was an added plus to the digging process, it always goes to show and remind me that you never know what you're going to uncover when you assume what is there. So I amended the soil with my biotone because it works well for me. And I backfilled it in, and then as you saw, I actually trimmed up the tree. There was some dieback from some suckers growing on the Newport plum itself. Well, maybe not suckers, but just dead, dried out branches on the lower part of the immature canopy of this tree. So I trimmed it up to just ensure that as much of the water and nutrients that it's taking in before fall is going to its active main trunk system. And then I put down just a few layers of cardboard, and by that I mean like 1.5 layers. And I put down my mulch, and it's going to rain tonight, so I am going to let Mother Earth do its thing with getting her, well, this tree into its new home. Let me know in the comments down below what trees that you like to work with that have purple foliage. That's it for this Plant Something Sunday. I hope you've been botanically inspired. Remember to grow where you're planted, and I'll share more with you soon. Tschüss! Maybelline! Maybelline! You taking a little nap? You taking a little dog nap?